We are live here this morning, 8 a.m. if you're watching the show as it's being recorded live this morning, just at the end of August. Nice to see you with our silver jewellery making show. You're watching Helen at the moment, our guest for the next hour. Helen actually creating silver from a silver clay. So the idea is you mould the clay into the shape that you want. You either mould it or you cut it. You're creating your own shapes, creating your own jewellery, and then you're bringing it up to the perfect temperature on your heat-resistant block using the butane blowtorch, the gas torch, to create that. And what you should be seeing is like a peachy colour, like a peachy pink colour, and you're burning that clay away to reveal the wonderful, wonderful silver. Now, when we buy a piece of silver, usually sterling silver, on the high street maybe, it'll be 92.5% pure silver, 925 sterling silver on your hallmark. What you are creating is practically pure silver. The amazing thing is, it is your creation. You are moulding, you are shaping, and you are jewellery making. You are completely in control with this. And also, you might see the butane gas torch, you might see the heat-resistant brick, you might think, oh my gosh, I'd love to do this, but I'm a bit worried, I'm not sure I can. Let me assure you, plenty of people do. Plenty of people have had a go and they've got over that initial hurdle of, I don't think I can do this, to becoming jewellery makers in their own right. Making to sell, making for friends and family, and making jewellery that gets comments. Let's just say, how did you feel the last time somebody made a comment on a dress you were wearing, or a top that you'd bought, or a pair of shoes that you'd maybe treated yourself to? Or let's bring it back to jewellery and say, when was the last time somebody commented on a ring you were wearing or a pendant you were wearing? And they said, oh, that's nice. How cool would it be? How amazing would it be if somebody commented on a piece of jewellery you were wearing and you were able to say, oh, thank you very much, I made it myself? Well, you will be able to do that. And we've had crafters watch and create their own jewellery from scratch and having no previous experience to be able to make their own jewellery, and there is no denying you can be one of those people. Our very own Sheena Douglas from Crafters Companion. Sheena has seen the silver jewellery making on air, on our show here on Hochanda before herself, and she has treated herself to a kit, and she now would class herself in that group of being able to make their own silver jewellery. And this is Helen just heating that silver clay up to make that design now, and you can do it. And you can get involved and be your own jewellery maker. This is what's coming up for the next show, and we wanted to start by showing you how it's done, you know, and you could be doing this. That's the process of heating the clay and making your own jewellery, being that designer, being that creator, and making something from scratch from the get-go. You can do it. And on the show today, the kits are available, the gas torch is available, the firing block is available, there are freedom prices to watch out for as well, and it's all part of our birthday celebrations. All is going on for our 3rd birthday as Hochanda turns 3. Honestly, we wouldn't be here without you. 10% credit is on, the free gifts are available, the VIP Dream Days up for grabs. All you need to do is buy something in one of our hours, and there are giveaways as well. The free gift today is a goodie bag, so do place an order, and that PMC goodie bag will be popped into your parcel for you. So all going on as Hochanda turns 3. Watch out for your free gift, and don't forget, with your 10% credit, full details are on your website, hochanda.com. The full range is available on the website also, hochanda.com, where when you see Helen using something, you'll be able to pick and choose how you want to approach your silver jewellery making today. And when we say silver, Helen, it really is, it's the purest of the pure, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
It's really good. So it's a pure silver. We call that fine silver.
Yeah.
So if you are allergic, some people are allergic to sterling silver, the 925, because it has the alloys in it. So it could be the copper that you're allergic to.
Yeah.
Of course, it has none of that in the precious metal clay,
Yeah.
so you are very safe. So you know you're not going to have black ears or
No.
fingers when you wear earrings or rings with it.
Yeah,
so
of course.
good.
And there are so many people, just reassure us, Helen, that we've had people literally start from scratch and make, I mean, you've brought in some lovely pieces.
Everything we're going to do today is to give you the confidence that you can make the pieces from start to finish yourself. And, you know, and also the great thing about the show is that you can watch it on rewind.
Yeah.
So if you missed a bit, you can go back and have a look at it again. So no, there's nothing here that you won't be able to do at home.
Yeah, get the full kits and the everything that you need, like your heat-resistant fire brick and your butane gas torch, if that's how you want to do it as well. And literally away you go. It's and how does it feel? Because we referenced how it feels to get a comment on something when someone says to me, "Oh, well, I like your trousers, Matt," or "I like you know, that's a oh, if you've got new glasses, yeah." And when somebody says, "That's a lovely necklace," and you're able to say, "I made it."
I know. So it's a lovely thing to make, and also what's great thing with jewellery is it never goes out of fashion. A, you can never have enough jewellery, and B, you know, you need one with every outfit, don't you? Really?
Yeah, it's a good excuse.
So it is really good, and it also what you can do is that you can really make something that's unique to you, or something the size and shape that you really love. So you know, often you go into a shop and you think, "Oh, I really like that piece," but it's not quite right. So with this, you can make it exactly to your taste.
Yeah, and you've done that, haven't you? You've made specific pieces for outfits and occasions before.
Even worse than that, I've actually made a necklace once to match a pair of shoes. So yes, that's how sad I am.
No, that's the decadence of it, though, isn't it? To be able to do that.
And it's true, it's never wasted. If you like something or necklace a bit too short, too long, you can just change it. You know, nothing is ever wasted. So that's the great thing
and
about it.
silver being a precious metal as well, you're talking about something of value.
Yes, it's always got a hereditary value. It's not like you're making something out of polymer clay or plastic or something which takes a lot of your time but doesn't have an inherent value. You know, something like the real silver always will be real silver. You can even recycle it later on if you wanted to turn it into something else. And also that means that if you're giving it to somebody, it's always quite nice to get something. You know,
there is that value. I mean, you'll never take some of the things we've made over the years. You'll never take that off me, Helen. I like some of the clay pieces, etc. But there is something valuable in the fact that it is a precious metal. So for heirloom pieces, for make to sells as well, you're talking about something so beautiful and valuable at the same time.
Yeah, they're just really good fun. Yeah.
Just a whole array here. And also, forgive me if I've been out of the game for a bit too long, but I didn't realise, because just tell us what you brought in here
I brought
today.
in
It's
today for the first time.
To buy.
Yeah, so I brought a Hallmarking Punch in today because, you know, I'm always saying to the silver clay, I get lots of questions. How do they put the silver into the clay? And it's not. It starts as pure silver and then a binder and a non-toxic binder. It's basically cellulose and a bit of water is added to turn it into a clay-like material. So it always is that fine silver. So even when I demo it in a minute and I get it out the packet and it looks sort of browny colour, it's already 95% pure silver. So this is the 999 punch. So, you know, small items that you make for yourself, which is what we're going to be doing here, because when you're starting out, I say make things small, make it simple, and then you'll never make a mistake and you'll love it forever. And then you can actually put your 999 mark in the back of it, and you can actually sell it as such, because I've got a copy of the dealer's notice here, which you can download free of charge from any of the Assay Office websites, and that you must have present if you're going to sell your things. And at the bottom of the dealer's notice, it will say items that are less than 7.78 grams of silver are exempt of hallmarking. So it's not like you're deceiving anybody in it. As you can see, exemption weights. Yeah, we can just see it on the corner there.
So
here we go.
Your palladium is 1 gram, so anything under a gram of palladium doesn't need a hallmark, but if it's over 1 gram, it will.
You have to send it into ours. Yes, so there you can see the 7.78 grams for the silver. So if you're making a little pair of earrings or a little pendant, like we're going to be doing that today, you can put your 999 in. And if you want to, you can even put your initials into it. There's no need, you know, it is something you're making unique and personal, which is just lovely.
Yeah, Helen, forgive my ignorance, but I didn't know you could do it. I thought you'd have to send it away and get it stamped officially. I didn't
You
know
can
could
do
buy
that
it.
as well if you really want to. You can
Yeah.
register with any of the UK assay offices. Obviously, there's a small charge for that, and it depends how many pieces you're going to be making. When you're starting out and you're just making a few pieces, you know, you can just use the mark yourself.
Do you know, I'm not surprised to hear that it's extremely busy. 20% of the stock's already gone on your Hallmarking Punch.
Oh,
in fact,
it's
it's a quarter
great.
now while we've been chatting. So
Oh,
it's really
really?
cool, yeah. £19.99 plus delivery to order now. It's new today, 546199 to get your 999 punch there, because it is 999 pure. Practically pure. It will never be completely. There'll always be some sort of.
There's always a bit of a residue of the binder in it, obviously. And the more times you fire it, the more of the binder goes. But also the great thing about the punch is we're going to be using it into the wet clay. But if you've forgotten, you can just get a hammer and punch it in later. So you know, it's you know, it is made out of stainless steel.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, order now. It is going. So going very, very, very fast indeed. And what other treats have you brought in for us, Helen?
Well, you know, we did the Christmas show last time, so I thought, well, actually, this one, I really like this one. So it's to make this necklace. So it's this
pretty.
necklace and this bracelet. And I've also put a drop onto the back of it. So it just ties it together. So you can make, you know, you've got enough clay.
So nice. Do you mind me grabbing it?
Yeah,
Is that
yeah.
okay,
So
please?
they come with natural gemstones. So this is actually natural turquoise. It's not reconstituted. Obviously, it's been enhanced with a bit of colour, but it's natural turquoise. It's not plastic. It's not reconstituted. That's rock crystal. And I think that's hematite that they've now electroplated. That's a new technique that they're
interesting.
using.
To put a little coating on it. That's
Yeah,
interesting.
it's
'cause,
really cool.
Hematite is quite a metallic black.
It is, and
shiny
it's got a nice
gemstone,
little
isn't
bit
it?
of weight to it, so it's not glass. So yeah, there's an 18-inch silver-plated chain, and I've done the bracelet as well. And then so out of the packet of clay that you get here, you should be able to make both. So today we're going to use the PMC 3. And again, you can torch fire that or kiln fire that, but also you get a little bit of extra clay compared to the PMC Flex. You get the little gift box, so it comes in a nice little gift box. So once you've made it, you can actually put it in there. So you're all ready to go.
That's really handy. That's all right.
So yes, you've got the bracelet, and then you've got little silver polishing cloth, and it all fits into the box. So it's a really lovely little treasure trove for yourself, or to make two lovely gifts for someone else.
Helen, that's so nice. I want one. I want two. So yeah, it's a beautiful little gift pack. This. You get everything that you need then. Therefore,
It's
so you've
got
got
the
your
head
real
pins,
gems.
head pins, jump rings. I know they're on the bottom of the dish. Selection of beads, so you can just sort of pull it all together and make it look really good.
Yeah, that's so lovely. And you've got your silver clay there, of course, because you're making your decorative item, and no matter what that might be. So in this case, you've got a lovely sort of florally, sort of daisy look, but it could be.
You can make
whatever you
anything
want,
really.
yeah.
Obviously, any shape, any cutter that you probably have at home. We're doing the birthday pack, so it's got a little stamp in it, so you can use that. So you get that anyway, which is great.
Yeah, it's a lovely set. This, go for it. Get it now. You'll be able to make the matching necklace and bracelet. So you've got the basic chain for your bracelet, the basic lovely silver-plated chain.
Yeah, and it's
for your
got the
necklace.
clasp on it, so you don't have to worry about that. Yeah.
So all of the basics are done. The decoration, the fun bit, is then up to us.
Icing the cake.
Yes, yes, we like that. So you've got all your gems, your crystals to go with it, and then you've got your actual silver clay to make the decorative silver charm or item with it. That's everything you're getting. That's such good value. $28.99 plus delivery. Really good value here with your PMC 3 silver clay. I mean, to get real silver clay for that price point and everything else,
and all the bits, to make two finished pieces of jewellery.
Honestly, don't know how PMC have done that actually, but hey,
yes, well, we've only just done it for today. We just do them each one of these sort of things just for the shows, really, and that's it. Yeah.
I like how it's like I know we're being naughty, but it is only for today.
I know. We did the Christmas tree last time with the gemstone, so I thought, we'll do something different.
Very good value. So order now on whatever you found. Jump ahead of us if you fancy. What's our next treat that you brought
Well,
in?
the next treat is, I think, once if you've opened that pack, normally there's the anticipation, I'm going to open this pack, I'm really worried it's going to dry out and things like that. It's not going to happen if you just follow the simple steps. But I always say, open a pack for the size of the project that you're going to be doing. So rather than go and buy a big pack, leave it open and it gets dried out, buy some small packs.
Yeah.
So these are really sort of refill packs.
You'll need more.
So you can make something and you go, oh, you know, that's just perfect. Or if you think, oh gosh, I want to make something else, you can open that second pack.
Here's an example.
But you don't put yourself in that pressure.
There's just an example of what you'll be making.
That's a chili pepper. Yeah, that's a real chili pepper. I know.
That is really?
It's a real chili pepper. So that one, I've pasted down some old PMC, and I'll show that later.
Yeah.
And it's literally a dried chili pepper. So don't use a fresh one.
Yeah.
And you can coat it, as long as it's small enough, you can get away with torch firing it.
Yeah.
But it's just a fun piece. Yeah, yeah.
That's so funny. And with a nice fiery red gemstone or crystal to go with it. I think that's a really nice example. Have you chosen that in with specifics in terms of the size of what you'd be able to make with the packet?
No, that's fine, because obviously we looked at the charms and the pendant here, so you should be able to make a charm and a pendant or a pair of earrings from each of these packs.
Yeah, okay, lovely to know. So you've got your 2 packs here, 7 grams worth in each, and rather than having a big pack or something, it's 2 single packs is the best way of doing it.
Yeah, and it's great. So when we're talking about the hallmarking earlier, as we can see, it's a 7-gram packet of clay. So that's 7 grams of clay, but it's 6.3 grams of silver. So even if you use the whole packet of clay, you can still use your punch.
Yeah, I think I could hear a penny dropping there. We've got it. So of course anything over that 7.7 grams would need to be officially hallmarked by an assay office, say in Birmingham or London.
Yes, if you're going to sell it, but if you're going to keep it,
it doesn't matter, does it? You can do, and you are normally going to make to keep, but making to sell is a huge thing.
I make everything to keep.
Yeah, it's huge. A lot of people make to sell, but either way, so lovely stuff. So you've got your these are going, by the way. So order now as soon as you can. $30.99 plus delivery. 30% of the stock has gone now already. 923-610 to order your 7 grams packs now. So we've seen from your demonstration already here, Helen, and people will be shopping ahead to get it.
Yes.
This is what you're using, isn't it?
Yes. So we've got a small torch here, small torch and block. So this is just really your starter set. It's your very basic torch. It's refillable. It's the adjustable on the flame, and it's got a self-ignition. So you don't, the refill, and it just uses the normal butane lighter fuel, which I will demonstrate.
Yeah, and you can buy that really easily, can't you? In terms of posting it out, you can't. We wouldn't, but you buy it yourself, don't you?
Yes,
on the
you can
street
just you can just buy that in any cigarette kiosk, or hardware store.
Yeah,
and
cigarette kiosk. You make it sound like 1970s.
Oh gosh, yes, I don't smoke. You can tell, can't you?
Yeah, le tabac. It was one of the first words I learned when I was 8 in French lessons. It's like, why? Le tabac. Where le tabac, s'il vous plaît? Why do you want a tabac? You're 8. Turn around and walk away. Go back to school. Don't smoke. So you've got but you get in all the pound shops and stuff. You can buy the gas.
Yes, you can buy them pretty much. The petrol stations are pretty good as well for getting them.
That's kind of the wrong place to stock it, really, isn't it?
I know, it does make sense. Yeah.
There you go.
And the eagle-eyed viewers will see that this was a project that we did previously. We're using the Flex. So each one of these hearts was about 5 grams. So not even the whole pack that we've used there.
That's lovely to know. I'm glad you can say that, actually, Helen, because it puts it totally into context on when I'm buying a 7-gram pack. What can I make? What is 6.5 grams worth of silver? How does that look? That's a lovely.
And of course,
there's a little crystal gem in there.
Yes, it's a little synthetic sapphire, blue sapphire that we did on that show. So every show is unique, and so you can use that. And of course, don't forget the PMC3 and the PMC Flex shrink 10%. So that's in its shrunken state. So you can actually make that heart a little bit bigger if you want to go.
Very nice, very nice. So you've got your heat-resistant brick, and you've also got your butane gas torch here with your adjustable flame, refillable as well. Nice little grip too. It's nice to feel that safe as well. Once you've got it, you've got a nice grip on it. 1574, 20% of the stock is already gone. So it is busy out there. We're very, very busy on our silver clay shows. 137208 to order now. Normal price to be $17.49 plus delivery if you're not with Hochanda Freedom, but you'll save money if you are. And our last little bundle here, I think I've only seen this once with you, Helen.
It is. We did it once because the standard one, we changed it slightly. So the standard one, I just love this tool. And I know, you can have never too many tools, but the thing is what I like about it is that you keep the drill bits into the barrel.
You're not losing them.
You can get a cheaper drill, and then after a couple of months, you've lost it. Whereas, I've had some of these drills for years and years, It's just a really good quality. I love the gems on it.
It looks good.
You know, it looks good. If you're going to get a tool, make sure it looks nice. And it's a really good quality, and it is just a really good quality drill bit, and the collet really works. So there's no, you know, having to jam it open. You can see how easy it is to use. And now we've got it with the extra attachments, so all the little filing attachments as well, all the different shapes.
I don't think I've seen these before.
No, I think these are just a new addition, and I thought, well, actually that's really handy, because then the tool does even more, which is great. You know, I use tiny bits of sandpaper, but you know, you can get carried away with so much tools and equipment, and you don't actually need a lot to get started.
Once you've got the one with all the, you can do it. I mean, look, a million questions, but we'll see you using it as well.
I'll always use it, because I brought a piece of dry PMC. Use it in the dry PMC, it will last forever. So you've got the 5 drill bits and the 4 attachments, so you've got 9 attachments. And what to do is, because the drill bits are specifically made for PMC, it means that you've got the smaller drill bits for your earrings and the larger ones for your pendants. So there's nothing there that you don't need, you know.
Stored inside.
Yes, I hate it when you get kit and you go, this is the one I need. Oh, and I got 5 bits.
And where is, where do you store them? Where do they keep
what am I going to do with these?
Literally, they will go. So £22.49 plus delivery to get it today on your tool, and it's 459571. I know you've got questions as well, but we'll see Helen using everything as we go, so don't worry. Stay tuned, but you can email in as well, studio@hochanda.com if you want. All going on the website. You might have spotted the book as well. So hochanda.com to see all the different items available. If the book is popular, right? A lot of people have found it. Half the stock already gone. Well done. Lots of inspiration in there. I mean, it's one of those that you will, honestly, you flick through it and you won't put it down. It's a lovely gift idea too. Coming with your 5.5 or 5.6 to be precise grams of flex silver clay. It'll make 5 grams worth of silver when you've created and heated it. 091567 to order that book and clay pack now. Also, everything else on hochanda.com, including the jewellery kits that we've just seen. That lovely, I mean, the value on that gorgeous necklace and bracelet, a big deal on that. However, this is another one that we want to mention, the Essentials kit. You've got the release balm, the mat as well, the Teflon sheet, as well as your shaper and brush, all included in the bundle, 698447 for just under £20 plus delivery. And then the Hallmarking Punch, this will give you your 999 Hallmark. Half the quantity is already gone. Go for that before it sells out. It's nice and professional to own your own Hallmarking Punch, and forgive my ignorance from having worked with jewellery for so many years. Didn't know you could buy your own. I thought it was an assay office thing. But £19.99 plus delivery to get it, 546199. So Helen, exciting times. What are we up to? Right.
Okay. So let's get started. So I'm going to now in one of the other kits we still have the release agents. So with the PMC, so very simple. A lot of it is that people panic about the clay drying out. So the thing is not to panic. The thing is just to be prepared, get yourself organised. So as you can see, I don't wear any rings when I'm working with the clay. I keep my nails short. That way, if you're not going to nick the clay and then having to try and fix it. So keep it short. So I use the clay release balm. So also in some of the other kits we've got various textures. So we use a brass plate normally for the texture on the back, and then we use like a rubber stamp, a mat, or a stamp for the texture on the top. That way you don't have to roll your clay out very thick, and you get sort of more bang for your buck as such. So we're using the Badger Balm today, so it's a clay release balm. So you use that. It's just on there. It also means it's very important that you use the right thing. So don't think, oh, I've got a jar of Vaseline at home, that would be great. No, because you're going to mix it into the silver. You've got to fire it, and obviously you want your silver to be strong and durable when you've made your pieces. So you use the Badger Balm basically on anything that you don't want it to stick to, basically. So you use it onto, I'm going to use that little Christmas stamp that we got from the birthday kit. So there we go. And here's the clay. So as I said, the clay comes into a pouch. You just pull the top off. So there we go. And it's a resealable pouch. They really do. So if you've made something and you're working with it, you can put it back into the pouch, reseal it, put a little bit of wet kitchen roll with it, and that will keep it going. But as I said, the best thing you always want to use is fresh clay. So as I said, when it comes out the packet, it's a little disappointing. You think, oh, I was hoping there was going to be a bit more in the pack. And secondly, of course, it doesn't look like silver.
Yeah, but that's plenty. And don't forget, we're talking about a precious metal here.
Yes, it is. And you can use
fluctuated in price over the years, but recently, we have seen various different peaks and troughs. It's been going up and up and up at one point.
So here I've got the clay. Now the trick to do when it gets out is that you don't want to start rolling the clay when you've got creases in it, because they will stay in it. So what I do is a trick is just use the palms of my hands. It's the least dry part of my hands, and give it a firm, quick sort of turn. So that's it. 1, 2. So don't stand there sort of moisturising your hands with it. So you get a really nice little ball like
pebble,
that. Yeah, little pebble like that. And I'm going to be using my spacers and rollers, so that means that I can roll it to the correct thickness. So I'm going to move this round.
On your texture plate.
On my texture mat. So I'm going to texture the back first. So keep it on there. Stay. Here we go. And
all these different items you're using as well. Have a look on the website for all your different tools, etc.
Yeah. So there we go. So you can also put a little bit of thing. I think
the
other one
on the roller.
On the roller, yeah. So we can just get it down a bit more. Right. So I'll just show you a couple of textures. So you don't need to have a really deep texture. So you can either press the mat down onto it and roll it, which is probably the easiest way when you're getting started. And you can take it down a little bit further. So you can see actually you've got a lovely texture on the back with these brass plates, and there's various designs on the website. Then you can just take it all off, and hopefully I've badger balmed enough. Here we go.
Badger balmed up to the max.
Absolutely. So I'll just put it onto a piece of Teflon, so you can see how great it is, as you can see, at taking the texture.
Yeah, look at this.
Now you could just trim the edge and make a lovely big pendant like that out of it.
You've made a piece already. I mean, that is, you fire it and you've got something beautiful.
Yeah, lovely, isn't it? It really is. Or roll a feather into it, or anything like that, bit of texture, or a fabric even, or lace.
Yeah. I mean, to anybody literally just tuning in who's never seen this, it is that simple. You've got a silver base inside the clay with a binder, silver, fire it, and you've got a piece of jewellery there. Put a hole in it, and you've got yourself a pendant.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's that simple. So sometimes you get something like this, and it just looks like. So I'm just going to roll it up again. So with the PMC 3, I'd say give yourself no more than about sort of 5 times. If you've overworked the clay for some reason, because you want to get it right, sticking on there. Let me put some more on here. There we go. So now I've done it this way, I'm going to use the little stamp.
Oh, yeah. You were going to say if you've overworked it.
Overworked it, yes. Let me see. Have a look. Yeah, that'll do. So here I've got yes, if you've overworked it, just a drop of water. So water is brilliant for everything.
So you can renew it, reactivate it a bit.
Yeah. So for instance, if I've got a little scratch here, the water also works as an eraser. So you can just smooth the area around it. So here we go. So you always texture first. So if I'm happy with the texture, so that's just one of the little stamps on the birthday sets. So you can actually make 2 of these because I've made it quite chunky. And then you can just use a little cutter. So here I'm going to just use a little cutter.
I loved how even without using the cutter on the first piece that you rolled there, it was just a lovely silky outside edge. It was just you using the pattern from the stamp.
Yes,
you've made something lovely.
Yeah, and then the thing then is that that you've got to get used to the idea that it's not a geometric shape.
Yeah.
And then so there we go. I've got the clay left over here, so I've got quite a lot of clay left over. So if you're working, another tip is just to use the lid of your badger balm, put a little bit of water onto it, and then just keep it under there, or keep it into your pouch.
Oh, good time to ask this question then from Louise Hannah. Louise, thank you very much for sending it in. I like it. They print it out in a big font.
Oh, right.
As well. I don't need to sort of like go, oh, yeah. Hi, Matt and Helen. Hello there, Louise Hannah. Happy birthday, Hochanda. She says, please can you tell me, does the clay go off if it's not been opened for a few years?
No. It should do, really, isn't it, to make people use it up? But I've actually had a syringe that I had open for about 7 years, and I used it, and it was absolutely fine.
Okay, so
Yes.
I just noticed you putting it all back and saying, right, well, here's the clay I didn't use, let's put that back
It's
in.
to stop it drying out. No, if the clay's unopened, the packs, gosh,
but
as I said, 7 years is my maximum. I haven't kept a pack of that longer than that, but no, absolutely fine.
Use it. Get it open and use it.
And if you have used it and it's gone horrible, you know, saying that about that earlier, you know, with the chili pepper. So if I had left this out, so say I've got some scrapings left over from here or some filings, then I've just got a paste pot. And so here we go. So what you can do then is just add some water to it. So add some water and give it a bit of a stir. So you see, now this was completely rock solid.
Oh, goodness,
last night actually. So I just drop in. Obviously I didn't put enough in, but as you can see.
You're toying with this, Helen. every time we get a nice close up, you move the pot.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
It's all right. It's okay.
Too many
I'll tell you off properly later.
I'll try.
It's all right. It was almost comedy. You went over here, then over there.
It's all these fancy cameras. Right, so as you can see, it then goes back into paste. And then when you've done the paste, you can use that to paint onto your leaves that we looked at earlier.
Yeah, because the paste is a lovely technique, isn't it, in itself?
Yes,
you know, it's a bond as a
as
so
glue here
almost,
we've got, I should move
on,
across now. Follow the camera. So here is a piece of fern from my garden.
Okay.
And then some people say, oh, the fern, it's a bit sort of harsh around the edges, a bit sharp. So I just created this, moulded this shape around it.
It's really, look at this.
So these are just things from my garden. Sage leaves are really, really great. You can make a pair of earrings probably for about £1 using sage leaves. You literally have to put a couple of coats on it. So that is just a fern. And then under your hand is
on the back as well.
Is a little. This one here is a little geranium. Again, just for my garden. Actually, no, that's a house geranium. That's a lemon geranium.
This one here.
So it's great. So anybody who doesn't like mosquitoes, it's great. You put those in your bedroom, it stops you getting bitten.
Really?
Yes.
Really? Okay. All right.
So it's great. Yeah. So you just paint the back of the leaf.
Yeah.
And then, as long as, you know, if you're torch frying, obviously keep it small because you don't want to create a big bonfire.
Yeah.
But you paint the back of it, which I've done here, and as you can see, it hasn't gone too blobby.
Yeah.
And then you just torch fire it. The leaf burns away from the back, and then the
poor leaf
bit underneath. I know. It's worth it.
I can hear a million leaves crying out now. No, but it's fair enough.
My plant did get smaller and smaller. Oh, ginkgo. I did go and buy a ginkgo tree last summer.
Yeah.
So,
so that'd be in a future project then, will it?
Yes, probably, yes. It was looking a bit sad yesterday after the walk.
Okay. So it's about finding things around the home and around the garden then that you think inspire you.
Yes, and you want something, so with the leaves and textures, you want something with a bit of texture, or a bit of bark is great, or, you know, a bit of, now we're going into autumn, we've got acorns, for instance, give a lovely texture, but obviously stay away from things like holly leaves or anything fleshy or laurel, because it's just not going to give you any texture at all.
We'll just drop in a quick video here, Helen, and we'll see in a minute, because there is so much more to share with you on this show. But Hochanda Go just next.
Add to basket, add to basket, ooh, add to basket. Oh, hello, you've just caught me looking at all of the birthday bargains on my phone. So how am I doing it? Well, it's not magic, it's the Hochanda Go app. Have you seen it? You can watch live shows, existing shows on rewind, and purchase at the tap of a screen. Have you seen it, Mrs. Smith? And if you turn your phone sideways, you get a full screen view. And if you register with your existing Hochanda account, it will already know if you're a Freedom member. Awkward. So whether you're at home or out and about, you can join in with all of our third birthday party fun using the Hochanda Go app. Anytime, anywhere.
Literally anywhere. I love that idea. Lovely video as well with Janice there showing us all of the technology and 2018-ness of the Hochanda Go, the app as well. So download it on your phone and go for it. So thank you so much. If you've been a customer of ours recently, you can see names scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Hopefully you can spot yourself there. We are with Helen throughout this hour as well with your PMC silver clay creativity, jewellery, making your own jewellery, making your own designs. And this is where it starts with you hallmarking your pure silver pieces. Practically pure. It's 999, which is 99.9% pure silver. Purer than sterling silver. So sterling silver has all its benefits, you know, of being an alloy, and it's you know, the price point as well. When you're buying silver items, usually on the high street or anywhere else, it would be 92.5% pure silver. But because you've got practically pure, 99.9% pure silver here, because you're burning away all of the binder in the clay, just leaving behind the silver. There are no other metals in the alloy like copper or anything else that you might be allergic to necessarily, but we're looking at lovely pure silver items here. This is the stamp that you'll be able to use, the Hallmarking Punch, for which your details are on the screen at the moment, for $19.99 plus delivery. So you'll be able to use that, press it into the clay with 60% of the stock gone already, press it into the clay to mark it as $9.99. You've got the $9.99 on the end just here. Or you could hammer it in, you know, just after you've made the piece, just give it a light tap, and the malleability of silver, meaning that you'll be able to just get that little impression in of $9.99. So you'll be able to be maybe making to sell your jewellery, or just stamp it for yourself, just to know that it is that purity. It's really cool, that. Really, really cool to be able to do that. 546199 is your item number to order your Hallmarking Punch. The next kit, oh my word, you love this. And if you've already ordered it, big thumbs up and congratulations. If you're thinking, oh, what's all the fuss about? You wait until you see it. Oh my goodness. Would you like to be able to make this necklace and this bracelet all for $28.99 plus delivery? Well, the fact is you get everything that you'll need to be able to make them both. And if I just hold this. This is one example that Helen's brought in for us with a genuine turquoise. So December's birthstone, the turquoise there. So genuine turquoise. Much turquoise that you find will have been potentially reconstituted turquoise. It's just one of the treatments and one of the sort of, I suppose, syntheses that you get with turquoise sometimes, where it's reconstituted up again. But this is a genuine piece of turquoise, so it's a rock that's been polished to get that beautiful shape. That is included in your kit. You've also got the rock crystal down here, and Helen tells us a hematite, which has been electroplated to give you that rainbow effect on the edge, on the outside of it. This little charm here, that is an example of what you could make using this silver clay here. So you've got all of the gems, crystals, etc. here that you'll need. You've got the basic silver plated chain with the Lobster-Claw clasp for you. That's an 18-inch chain for your necklace, and for your bracelet as well there with the extender hoops on it. Those are included. So you've got your basics anyway, your polishing cloth and your gift box, as well as your clay. So you can get creative. You've got the basic chains already, your head pins, your crystals and your gems to make the necklace and the bracelet here. Brilliant price point considering, for $28.99. You'll see from the numbers on the bag here, you're getting 7 grams worth of clay, silver clay, but that makes 6.3 grams worth of practically pure precious metal silver. So once it's burned away, make the pendant, make the necklace, make the bracelet for just $28.99 plus delivery. And also that's everything you're getting here in the bundle. Also, you've got your additional clay. If you want to add your clay to your order, that's the bottom of the screen for that, 923610. $30.99 gets you both of the packets of clay, and it's a good thing to have 2 separate bags as well, 2 separate 7 grams worth of your clay, so that it stays fresh. You use one and you save the other there. 923610 to order now. 50% of the stock has already gone. 50% of the stock gone. Start now. All you need is, well, hang on, let me rephrase it. Have you got something at home like a leaf, a particular texture, even just a piece of something that you could use as an impressions mat or something, or a stamp, a background stamp that you could make a piece of silver clay jewellery with. If you have answered yes to that question, grab your silver clay, grab this firing torch and the heat resistant brick today, and you can make it. You'll be able to make something silver today, real silver, from something that you've taken impression of at home, something that you've created yourself. Some of the samples as well give us a feel for what you can make. You can see just behind that firing torch now. But look at these. I mean, highly polished silver. It's such a wonderful thing to be able to make a piece of jewellery. And you can't take some of the pieces off us that we've made, me and my wife, over the years. We love them to bits. We've made base metal pieces, beaded pieces, clay pieces, polymer clay pieces, and we love them to bits. But to be able to work with silver clay and make it a permanent thing, make it an heirloom piece, you can just imagine. If you've never done it before, honestly, you can just imagine until you've done it. Until you've made your first piece, until that first person has made a comment on it and said, oh my goodness, I love your necklace, where did you get it? I made it, thank you very much. I made it. Would you like me to make you one? We hear stories like that all the time of people getting friends and family, and you start to get people commissioning pieces. You won't be able to stop them, honestly. Order the blowtorch, order the firing brick as well today, and that is your basic tool set to get going. And you can get going for £17.49 plus delivery. Do I remember a freedom price on this as well, or am I getting a bit silly? 137208 to order. Yeah, I remembered it right. £15.74 including your delivery if you're with freedom. Thank goodness. 40% of the stock is already gone there. Half the stock's gone of your silver clay. It's always busy when Helen's with us, so do go for it. The tool is also available. You've got all of your fixtures and fittings here, and it's not there at the moment, is it? I thought it was hiding behind the bus. We can show it on a picture. It's fine. We can show it on a picture. A quarter of the stock of the tool is gone on your hand drill and filing set. 459571, and it's £22.49 to order it now. Go for it. And you've got the book too. The book also comes with your silver clay, and this is filled with inspiration. It's now limited stock. We like the sound of that. It's available now, but maybe not for long. 091567 to get that filled with inspiration. And we should also mention that comes with silver clay too. Comes with a 6 gram bag, a 5 gram bag once it's fired. And then the polishing kit to get the finish. There is something about a final polished piece of silver jewellery, and this will give you a lovely finish. £17.49 plus delivery to order now. It's 813073. Helen, what would you like to show us next?
Oh gosh, we've still got to go through so much more.
Yeah,
so what I've thought to do is to just to show you the punch. We've been talking about the punch, and I've just quickly rolled out a piece of clay just now, and the thing to do is because the camera work is so great here, so the punch is super easy to use. So I've just let the clay go off a little bit, so it's not quite as tacky when it comes straight out the pack. But the punch, you can put it on the back, but I think if you're going to make something special, put it on the front. So almost put it as part of your design. So you just literally press it in, and then you should be able to pick it up. It comes up as £9.99, so it's subtle enough not to say, oh, that's Merry Christmas, and then take it off. So always texture first, and then, you can cut your shape out. So cut your shape out. Now, we talked about the hand drill.
Yeah.
And so if your shape gets stuck in anything, always use just your paintbrush. I think the paintbrush is in the kit anyway, so it's really handy. Now don't be tempted to try and get a toothpick out or something like that to try and dig a hole where the clay is wet. Unless you're going to make it into a tag or something, then use a little fine straw, and you can use a little fine straw to punch something out. But you really want to wait until the clay is dry. So I'm going to put this underneath here. And in good old style, TV star. We've got one that we made earlier. So so here's the piece that's dry. Are you allowed to say Blue Peter? Does that make me really old?
I don't know. No, not at all.
So with that, now also, and the finishing polishing kit is the rubber block. So the rubber block is great for polishing, and we must get that in as well today.
Yes,
but as you can see, it's got lots of holes in it. It's a much loved rubber block. So you put your piece on there. So it's also great for working with wet clay sometimes if you're filing or sanding something. It just gives you a bit of height, and also if anybody's got arthritis or sore wrists, it's just great when you're working, that it's just easier on your wrists. And then you can literally, now you've got to remember this is going to shrink about 10%. So where you're going to drill your hole, you're going to be in a few millimeters from the edge. So if you're not sure where to drill your hole, you can just use a pencil to mark it, and the pencil will always burn away. So don't give yourself that pressure, think, oh gosh, does this look right or not? So literally just press it down. And it's a no tech, so you don't put any pressure onto this at all. And as you can see, it just takes itself through. And that's it. And then you get this really nice, clean hole, which is what you want after firing. And if you want to make the hole bigger, you can just move it backwards and forwards.
Almost filing it in.
Yeah, and just file it into the direction that you want, so you're not going towards the edge. And then you have the perfect hole. And then again, any filings left over, put it into your paste pot, recycle it, paint that leaf later.
Yeah, rescue it all.
Yeah. So then we did the firing at the beginning of the show. I know we're running out of time really. So heat it up on your torch block, and then set your timer or your phone nowadays for a minimum of 2 minutes. And once it starts to glow that pale orange that we saw at the beginning of the show, that's when you start the timing for the 2 minutes.
2 minutes, as soon as you get that pinkish apricot-y.
But all those instructions are in the booklet that comes with the birthday gift today as well. So
of course, the bonus gift as well. So when you place an order, you do get that. It's just popped into your basket and popped into the parcel. We'll be able to show you a picture of what you've got in that birthday pack. It's a good one, this.
It is a really good one, yes. It's got the stamp, it's got another chain on it, so you can make an extra necklace. It's got some extra jump rings, and it's got a little bit of copper clay in it. Obviously, we couldn't quite stretch to the silver clay, but again, if you make it small, it's something to work with and to and you get a nice gift bag as well.
It's a bonus gift. It's a free gift today. So when you order anything, that's popped into your basket.
Yeah.
So
if you've got that kit with the necklace and the bracelet, you can make an extra necklace.
Yeah, it's really, really good value today to get involved and start with your silver.
Yes,
silver
it's a great show. So again, so here's the piece that we fired at the beginning of the show. So it's white, and you remember why it was white?
Yeah. Go on.
Go on. You don't remember?
No, go on, tell me.
Silver is naturally white.
Yeah.
So by polishing it, our eyes tell us that it's shiny. So it's really an optical illusion.
You've never taught me that before. I'm sure you've never taught me that.
I noticed. So silver's always white. So
I haven't let you down.
So when you fire it again and again, it will always go back to white, but it will polish up quicker the next time round. So normally we can use a stainless steel brush if you want to use it dry. Because we're doing just a very simple starter kit, we've got a little brass brush. So if you're going to use the brass brush, just use it wet, and then literally this is where the magic begins. So again, this is where I've got it on the rubber block, and it just gives that bit of resistance, and the water's cleaning my block as well.
The block, of course, in your polishing kit comes with the mini silver polishing cloth, comes with the brass brush that we're using, the rubber block, and also you've got your burnisher.
So here we go.
That's the tool. The burnish is the one in the middle of that.
Yes, so now we're going to do, so now we've got a matte finish. Now sometimes you quite like that matte finish. You know, you don't always want to make it super shiny. On the web we've also got the liberal sulfur gel if you want to get that antiquing solution. Say you've been making a piece like this that's got more texture in it and you want to just give it a bit of contrast, then the liberal sulfur gel is really easy and you can paint it straight on.
Finished pieces where you've used that? Because it gives like an oxidised-y sort of...
Oxidised finish.
Yeah, I mean,
have we got one close to hand?
You know this sort. They don't. You know when you get the blacker areas, you know you picks out the detail. But
yes, you've inscribed a name, or you've inscribed that 999.
Oh yeah.
Then you can go over that just to highlight it a bit. Or we do the children's fingerprints. So now I've got it on a brass stamp, and then I've got this agate burnisher. So the agate is just really nice to work with. You can use a metal burnisher, but once you've used an agate, you never go back to it.
Natural, proper gemstone.
And again, you've got to remember that the agate is harder than metal. So don't use the point, use the bottom, and it's a bit like you're colouring in. And by smoothing it, you can see it starts to shine even more.
Love the fact it's agate as well. I think gemstones seem to follow me and my producer Ross around the place.
Oh, really?
Actually. Yeah.
I love gemstones. Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I miss working with them actually.
Yes. Well, I'm going to Sri Lanka in October.
Oh, are you? The home of Sri Lankan sapphire.
Yes, I am. I'm going down a mine. I'm going to do a stone cutting course for 2 days.
Really? Is that part of a holiday then that you've
Well,
booked
it's the Trade Association, Jewellery Trade Association is doing it with the Gemological Association of Great Britain. So it should be really cool.
Yeah,
so here I've just polished up a little bit.
Let Helen inspire you. She's inspiring me.
Oh, once you start, you can never stop, and it's something you can carry on the rest of your life. It's not that you need to be an athlete to do it, or
Good, thank goodness.
So that's great. So here is the shiny bit, and also what I say is always make sure you polish the sides, and that's the difference between making something look handmade and homemade. It is really in the finish. So as you can see,
we're in a really nice close-up actually, Helen. So if there is anything you want to show us, just show us around all the different angles of the piece. That'd be really cool.
Yeah. So you can see now there is where it was white.
Yeah.
That's the matte finish with the brushed finish, and there's the high shine finish. So you can see that. And then if you want to go back to that matte finish, then you can just brush over it again and it will go back to matte. Yeah. And as you can see,
real silver. That's the magic.
It is metal.
And I know you said this, but that's the piece that we fired at the start of the show.
Yes, this is the same piece. Yes,
come back to it.
The one with the little hole in it, and that's great. That's a lovely little charm. Makes a lovely pendant. On like we looked earlier. So you don't actually
charm for
need
the bracelet kit.
Yes, I think this is probably about 3.5 grams of silver. This would probably only be about 1 gram. So any bits left over, if you've got like a little mould or something, this is just a little button pressed onto it. So I think
just hold that for us a minute then, Helen. That button. Just let's have a look at that, because you could make 6 or 7 of those with with the one pack then. Of the button,
absolutely,
or the heart next to it. You can make like a charm bracelet with 6 or 7 charms on it.
Yes, or if you just want something a bit more delicate, or you're doing something like bridal wear, or you're doing something like a bridesmaid's gift, or some small earrings. You don't want to wear big earrings every day, but especially with the winter coming up, if you're wearing a polo neck or something, you don't want really big earrings. That's just a really nice, subtle thing to wear.
Yeah, so sweet. And to put it into context then as well, the pendant that you just showed that brush and polish with, that's about half. So you can make 2 of those probably with the one pack.
Yes, it's the rolling distance that you have, so you can probably make 2 of those and you'll have a little scrap left over. Either you can turn that into paste, keep it in your scrap pot, or just make it into a little something that you can just incorporate into other jewellery, because most people that will make jewellery out of silver will do beading, so it will always come in handy on something else. And
then we've got a couple of examples that we're looking at as well in the studio, just to give you a bit of inspiration here on what you're making. But the whole point is it's very, very, very personal as well, with how you want it. Is it seashells that we're looking at here?
These are
little ammonites.
Ammonites, yes. And here's a piece of broken tile. It is. And you know what? Even if somebody said to you, oh, can you make me one? Every single one is different, even if you're using the same mould, because of the nature of the clay, that it moves, every single piece is different.
And the other piece that we're lining up for a close-up as well, just with about 4 or 5 minutes left at the moment, Helen, is your nice florals here.
And that's a really nice piece. You know what? That's one of my very first pieces that I made almost 20 years ago.
Is it?
It is. Now I can see all the imperfections on it, but it was probably one of the very first pieces.
There are no imperfections on it at all, but I suppose you're being very judgmental of your own.
Yes, I suppose I do now. Yes, I think, yes. But yes, it was, I made it nearly 20 years ago. And I literally, because in those days there weren't many moulds and textures and cutters like we have today. So, I literally made those leaves by hand and just carved in the sides. Yeah,
I think it's excellent, Helen. I think hats off to that. Oh, we had another question as well. And what would you like to show us for the next few minutes as well, Helen? Because we've got about 4 minutes left on the show. We've got Kaylee asking, hi, I'm wondering, can you use silicone moulds to get a shape with the silver clay? And how can I make a hole to put them on the chain? Thank you, Hochanda, for all these goodies. Really wanted to try silver clay. Kaylee, thank you very much for that. So she's asking about making the hole on the chain, first of all. making the holes to put them on the chain. We mentioned
Yeah,
that,
so we
didn't we?
use the hand drill for that. So again, as I said, you know, allow for the shrinkage of your hole. So if you're going to make something now, and it also depends on the size and width of your jump rings. So if in doubt, make your hole a little bit bigger. So A, to get you the right size jump ring through, but also to make sure that it hangs properly. So you've got a bit of a swing on it.
So do the test as you go.
You don't want to do tight. But there again, you see, when the drill bits are in here,
so you don't lose these.
So you don't lose these. Then you know the biggest one,
Yeah.
which I think is slightly bigger than this one, use that one, and then you've got the smaller ones for your earrings.
You're making that point, like allowing for the shrinkage as well.
Yeah.
And then she says, I'm wondering if I can use silicone moulds to get shape with the silver clay as well.
Yes, we used we did that, the moulding on the last show. No, it should still be on YouTube. So it's a two-part moulding compound that we used. So silicone is really great. So if you're going to tip for the moulding is to push the clay into the mould, but don't let it dry in the mould. Push it straight out. Check that you're really happy with it. If not, you can have another go at it. Because otherwise, if you let it dry in the mould and you're not happy with it, then you're stuck with a piece of dried out clay. So push it straight out, put it onto a piece of Teflon and let it dry. Yeah.
Kaylee, thank you so much for those questions. And also Louise Hannah asking earlier on, really kind of you to get in touch with the show with Helen as well. So yeah, Helen, what did you want to share with us then?
So what else have we got left to do? Is there anything else you would like me to?
I don't know. We've only got a couple of minutes, but I didn't want to sort of put you on the spot. Or
yeah. So
anything.
actually, for Kaylee, this was moulded. I made this with my own moulds. So actually, that's a good one for Kaylee.
Yeah, go on. Yeah.
I made this mould from this ammonite, and then it's the same mould that I made the other ammonites with. I just used less clay in the same mould, so that just shows that the same mould makes different sizes and shapes. And you can do the same thing with seashells. So I will mould a large shell, but only maybe use half of the mould, and then you can make them all different sizes and shapes.
Ideas, using the same one as, as a base. Yeah.
I've got a Kaylee too.
Yeah.
Right on cue.
The thing is, you've got all of this to hand at home. You know, we've got texture mat stamps, this, that and the other. We've also got a few things to share with you on what has sold out and what's available still. Grab all the tools that you need to get started. You've got very, very, very popular on the butane gas torch, for example, and the heat resistant brick. Half the stock's gone on this duo already for $17.49 plus delivery. It's 137208 is your item number to order that now. Half the stock's gone. And then by the way, there's a freedom price on it as well. If there is, join Freedom. It's $6.97 a month, and once you've joined Freedom, it'll save you the money. It's $15.74 including delivery there as a Freedom member. And then you've got your extra clay at the bottom of the screen at the moment for that. It's $30.99. We'll just move it to the side for you though, so that you can see all your full details. You get 2 bags, and it'll give you 6.3 grams worth of silver from each bag once it's fired. So that's a fired weight. $30.99 plus delivery gets you both of those. And it's such a pleasure to say it's been such a busy show, Helen, and lots of people have been inspired there.
Thank you. It always just flies by, doesn't it? And I love it when people sort of come in with some questions and things. It's really great.
Great to hear from you. We want to see those finished pieces in the weeks and months to come as well. Helen, we shall look forward to our next show with you as well. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
No, likewise. Stay tuned, we've got lots more to come.